Ronald Weitzer, a sociologist who studies in the sex industry, said, "There are approximately 90,000 annual arrests in the United States for violations of prostitution laws. People in the sex industry are entitled to the same rights and safety as any other citizen. Decriminalizing prostitution proves to have many benefits to prostitutes and to our society. Decriminalization will help with ensuring safety and better health for prostitutes. The nation could save money with connections to arrests, and the whore stigma could vanish. Decriminalizing prostitution does not mean we're legalizing, celebrating, or rewarding prostitution. It simply establishes a greater sense of safety for all citizens." Prostitution should be decriminalized so prevention strategies can be put into place to reduce many of the harms associated with sex work. These harms include violence, police harassments, unwanted pregnancies, and STIs. The criminalization of sex work is having sexual control of women. It allows for those who are comfortable with their sexuality to be stigmatized for any sexual acts. To decriminalize prostitution, we open up people's rights to police protection and respect from others. All women, not just those who are prostitutes, can benefit from this because it will be more acceptable to freely use or explore sexuality without being degraded. It will also make it easier to put up regulations for mandatory STI testing, prevention, and treatment. Traditionally, the value of a woman was based on her virginity at the moment of marriage. A virgin was considered a good woman, but a non-virgin was defiled. The stigma of the word whore associated with prostitute allows for the violence and abuse they go through. Decriminalizing can create awareness as well as end the stigma and constant negative feelings about these human beings. To decriminalize, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is to remove or reduce the criminal classification or status of, especially to repeal a strict ban on, while keeping under some form of regulation. In New Zealand, where sex work is decriminalized, there was found to be no increase in the number of people buying or selling sex. There was, however, a decrease in crime rates. Barbara Sullivan, a lecturer on the subject of sex work, said decriminalization can be accomplished in 2 steps. The first starts with a repeal of prostitution-related offenses from the crime laws. The second step is passing new laws and regulations to address the more specific problems in the sex industry. The new laws put in place should be very limited and should apply to all citizens. An example of a law that could be put into place is, it is illegal to provide or receive commercial sex services involving penetration without a condom. The amount of money spent on housing prostitutes in jail or prison starts to add up. According to Reiger, a writer from the Hastings Law Journal, arresting a prostitute costs about $2,000. The amount comes from the time spent driving to the arrest sites, overtime pay for the officers working nights, and jail costs. It was found that between 16 United States cities, an estimated $120 million was spent on prostitution arrests. When the study was conducted, 8 of the 16 cities had spent more on these arrests than on public education or welfare. Our society and its people will benefit from decriminalizing prostitution. Currently, only one United States state has a form of legal prostitution. The health and safety of prostitutes and their partners will be a great benefit of the decriminalization of prostitution. The United States and the police force will be able to save an immense amount of money and time, and we can start moving away from the whore stigma. As citizens who care, we can help by stopping the stigma we observe about sex workers. All people should have equal rights, regardless of their job, and we can give prostitutes equal rights by decriminalizing the act of being paid for sex.